Hello, my name is Joseph Arnold, and today I'm going to share with you how the arts create change, how the arts can have a transformative effect on the world, and and specifically the mechanism by which that happens. So often, especially in this society, with our focus on the bottom line and utilitarianism and efficiency, the arts get short shrift. The arts are seen as kind of trivial and unimportant. And, given a core value of utilitarianism or economic viability, yeah, the arts don't really make much sense. But this is not the most important thing in life, right? Economic value, efficiency. We all know that these aren't the most important things in life. The most important things in life are more like love and creativity and connection and growth and healing. And those are all given short shrift by our system of the world, our economic system. So in any case, it makes sense then why so many of us as artists might have this sense of helplessness or cynicism about what we can do to make a difference, to make some positive change in the world. So I'm going to talk about what I call system updates. And this is the mechanism by which I believe that artists can make a positive contribution to the world. So to begin with, my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist, an Alexander Technique teacher, and director of the Soulforce Arts Institute. And Soulforce Arts is all about how to come more alive in your arts practices, whether you perform or you're a visual artist or a writer or whatever it is that you do, so that aliveness can be spread in the world. We can see that the world is in a lot of trouble right now, and there's a way in which the world is dying. Looking at ecological collapse and just the sort of the deadening effect of the grind of our culture. And I believe that we can counteract that as artists through a sense of aliveness, what I call soul force in the arts. So in any case, how do we do that? How do we do that? What's the mechanism by which soul force, aliveness can be spread? So to begin with, I'll share a little bit about birds and bird songs. So birds are constantly chattering to each other, right? And they're always in communication, and that communication is very dynamic, and it responds to what's happening in the environment. When a bird sees a predator, it's going to change its song. When the light starts shifting in the sky, the bird's going to sing a different song. When it's mating season, the bird's going to sing yet a different song. And each bird then is paying attention to the surroundings and also paying attention to the other birds in the community and singing songs that are appropriate for what's happening. And that is actually an incredibly important function of a bird community. If the birds don't sing the right song at the right time, then the predator could come in, or the chances for mating won't be as great, or for finding food, or whatever it might be. And so each bird's songs are kind of like a system update for the community as a whole. And each of those system updates, like, oh, predator. Oh, it's sunset. Oh, it's mating season. Each of those are really important messages. Really important messages for the community, without which the community would get lost. It would fall apart. And so, taking the case of a predator, the greatest threat to a community of birds isn't a predator. That might be a threat to an individual bird at a given day, but the greatest threat to a community is actually the dissolution of the system of, or the sharing of system updates. When system updates are shared effectively, they work incredibly well to alert all the birds in the community to what's going on. And then they can all respond well. They can all respond appropriately. And that keeps everybody safe and happy and healthy. And so each bird then has this job of taking a look at the surroundings, keeping an eye on the other birds, keeping an ear out open for the other birds, and as well as responding to its own instincts. That's the bird's responsibility to the community at large. And when every bird does this, then the community can really thrive. So I believe that the arts work in a very similar way. That a work of art is a system update. A performance is a system update. A blog post is a system update. And that system update actually has a couple different levels to it. One is the thing itself, the song itself, the performance itself, the painting itself. And there's also another layer of the energy, so to speak, that the painting, performance, song carries. So for example, a performer playing a song in a lackluster way, da 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 da, right? It's going to carry a very different energy than a performer who's really playing from the heart, da 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 ya, right? And so that system updates can be really different, given those two different approaches to the performance. And so for me, the arts have always played this role of sharing system updates. Artists are usually on the frontier of culture and are revolutionaries generally in how we think, how we see the world, that kind of thing. And by sharing your system update, you can fulfill this role and help guide society to more adaptive ways of being. So and you can imagine, or maybe feel right now that our way of life is not very adaptive. We're killing the planet, and our societies are locked in chaos. And so we need a more adaptive way of being. I believe this to be what Thich Nhat Hanh called interbeing. Interbeing is the recognition that all things are one, and also still retaining their individuality. And you can see that at the core of some of the problems of the world is this kind of separation thinking. Like, I'm in here, that's the world out there, and so it doesn't really matter what I do to the world because it's separate from me. Right? So this is the basis of ecological destruction. This is the basis of social inequalities of all kinds. Really, if you look at most of the problems in our society, you'll see the separation thinking at its root. And so when you make art from a place of separation, for instance, by trying really hard or just trying to get the notes right, or by denying your artistic impulses in favor of what you think should be done, these are all forms of separation, then you are sending a system update to the world of separation. You're spreading more separation thinking in the world. But if you come to your art from a place of interbeing, for example, by honoring both the form of the art that you're doing and your authentic feeling, your heartfelt attention, or by, balancing the hard work that you do with the rest that you need. I mean, there are countless examples. Then you spread a message of interbeing, or a system update of interbeing. And I believe that this is what the world really needs right now. And I also believe that this is not just like a nice thing to do, but is a vital role, a vital responsibility that you have as an artist. The arts are not trivial. The arts are not trivial, because the kind of change that the world needs right now is not something that our current way of life can offer. Just like Albert Einstein said, you can't fix the problems with using the same. Can't fix problems with using the same level of thinking that created them. Or he said something like that. And so more separation thinking ain't going to help us. What we need is a new approach to life. And the arts exemplify that really well. Because the arts are all about beauty and love and connection and creativity and aliveness. And I believe it is our responsibility as artists to stand in that truth and make art with that aliveness. And that's what Soulforce is. That's what Soulforce artistry is all about. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. Hope you found this useful. I am writing about all this in my upcoming book, Soulforce Arts, the vital role of musicians and other artists in a world that's lost its mind. Hopefully this book will be coming out in the spring of 2023. You can go to my website, josepharnold.com. I'll soon have a new website in a couple months, maybe early 2023, soulforcearts.com. And you can sign up for my email list there. I send out monthly newsletters with videos like these and blog posts, excerpts from my book. And if you're on my newsletter, you can be among the first to know about when my book is released, get other kinds of perks. And please do subscribe to this channel as well if you enjoy this kind of content. As I'm writing the book, I'm really focusing mostly on that, but once I'm done writing, I'm going to be coming out with lots more videos on this subject, exploring all aspects of arts through the lens of Soulforce. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.